So there's all these different ways. There's all these different varieties of things like openers, things, I mean, even conversation technique, DHV stories, right? A lot of people, the case for DHV stories, saying things, demonstration of higher value, stories that demonstrate that you are somebody to be chosen if you guys don't know. The case for DHV stories is great too. They're totally valuable. Who doesn't like hearing a person talk about interesting shit? I ran with the bulls this summer, like in fucking Pamplona. People love talking about that because it's so interesting. But there are some schools of thought that are like, oh, you got to learn DHV stories. And then there's other completely valid points of view from other PUA companies or seduction companies or whatever they want to call themselves that are like, no, you're trying to entertain. You're trying to demonstrate higher value. Anytime you're trying to do something, it's not going to go right, right? First rule being cool, don't try to be cool. First rule being funny, don't try to be funny. Oh shit, now what? So now what is the answer? Now that I've taken and said to you all very boldly that it all works, so don't worry about learning any of it. What is the answer? The answer is honesty. Whatever honesty it is, whatever it applies to. So in your opener, maybe you want to know who lies more, women or men. Maybe you want to get an opinion. Maybe you want to tell that girl she's a knockout. Maybe you want to walk over to that girl and say, hey, I have no idea what to say to you, but you know what? I want to talk to you. You've got a great look, or you look like you're having fun, or you look like my future wife. I was just thinking about that. I was just fantasizing about that. You look so interesting. We just have a perfect relationship in my fantastical version of you. Nick was really, really smart when he was saying people, for the most, I think you said, at the beginning of relationships, you're not dating that person, you're dating your fantasy image of that person. Yeah, totally, 100%. We can use that to our advantage though. It can be a disadvantage, but we can use that to our advantage. Brent yesterday was talking about the idea that to get away from neediness, to get away from want, I think there's two ways to deal with want. Where you're getting, because he said, wanting too much or needing too much. The key is not want or need. The key is too much. The important part is too much. There are two ways to deal with that. Number one, stop doing it, avoid it. Or number two, embrace it fully. Because you know what creepy is? Creepy is trying to get something after someone has already indicated they don't want to give it to you. That's what creepy is. If I'm sitting down with a girl and I'm like, hey, let's have anal sex tonight, and she's like, ew, you're a fucking weirdo, that could go one of two ways. I could drop it and say, oh, sorry, that was totally miscalibrated of me. But if I say, oh, come on, let's do it. Let's do it. Come on, let me do it. Come on, you never let me do it. Then suddenly I'm creepy. That's the difference between creepy and something else. I don't know why I said that. The trick is honesty.